That's like the higher level of attacking, spelling bees. I did in 6th grade, and I was like blanked out on the word museum. So bad.
That's better than what I would have done, I will say that.
So you're at home here, right at the anchor desk.
Absolutely. Well,
Perfect.
we are looking at some severe weather hitting New England.
We do. We kind of have 3 distinct clusters in New England right now, so let's go through them one by one. All those bright yellows you see, those are severe thunderstorm warnings. One cluster northwest Connecticut into the Berkshires in western Massachusetts, another around the Lakes region of New Hampshire, and then finally in northern Maine. So again, we're going to go over a little stop-by-stop tour here, showing you the radar. The storms do stretch from Aroostook County right through the Lakes region into western Massachusetts and even beyond. So our first stop here is in western Mass. Look at this line of storms now charging through the Berkshires. You see the reds. We have lots of lightning here. I don't have the lightning detection on, just so you can get a good sense of the cell and where the deepest shades of red and pinks are. So between Pittsfield and Great Barrington, this is where we're seeing the heaviest rain, lots of lightning, and potentially those strong gusty winds. In particular, Great Barrington, this little bow echo is what we call it, where you see kind of the rounded edge. That's where the winds in particular can become strong, potentially gusts up to 60 miles per hour. That's why we have a severe thunderstorm warning that will take this right into central Massachusetts. So if you're in these communities, places like Greenfield, 6:13 is when the storm is headed to you. Amherst, if it holds together, 6:35. This will lose a little bit of its punch by the time it does get to that particular part of the state. But again, right now, it is strong to severe. And then in the Lakes region, we have the strong to severe storms. We've seen some wind damage in Orford, right along the Connecticut River. And now we're also seeing the heavy rain because these storms have slowed down significantly. What I've done now is I've put the precipitation rate on. So in other words, how much rain would be falling if the storm stayed in one place for 1 hour? You'd pick up close to 4 inches of rain in some cases, and that's why we have this flash flood warning in effect, basically from Hanover and Lebanon right up to the north of Plymouth, places like, say Woodstock and Littleton too. So again, drenching rains here that will cause some street flooding. And finally, in northern Maine, we don't want to ignore northern Maine. There are the warnings that stretch into Aroostook County, these two going until 6:15, the northern end of the line. So really quite an active night here. Temperatures certainly warm enough to fuel these storms. It's still 88 in Manchester, a little bit rain-cooled in Rutland, Vermont at 70. In Boston, a beautiful night. It's 80, and you're asking where the storms are. And they won't make it to Boston, Providence either, or southeastern Massachusetts. Hour by hour, you see the line that stretches from, say, northeast to southwest, but look how it weakens as we go through time. So by the time it gets to Worcester, maybe a downpour, a clap of thunder, but certainly nothing severe. So north and west of Worcester is where most of this activity is, and even beyond that, things fall apart even more so as well. 73 is the temperature in Boston later on this evening, where it will be quiet. Tomorrow, 70s and 80s. It's still a touch humid as well, and we'll have more storms to get through. I don't expect quite as much in the way of severe weather, but we'll bring you hour by hour now and show you the lines that will develop with a cold front. Here we go around 2 o'clock, so maybe starting a little earlier, and notice it's farther south and east. So Boston, your chance of much needed rain is tomorrow. And again, there could be an isolated strong to severe storm, but I don't think it will be quite as widespread as today. Drier air moves in behind all of this, so Friday looks bright, it looks less humid, and overall fairly pleasant. In fact, cool at the coastline with temperatures in the 60s and 70s there, courtesy of a sea breeze. And then another storm chance very late on Saturday as it looks right now. Better chance of wet weather getting into Sunday. So again, we'll take you into the extended forecast after that coolish day in Boston on Friday with the drier air in place. Temperature near 70 with a sea breeze. And there's the extended. The humidity comes back on Saturday with a storm very late. Better chance of wet weather on Sunday. Temperatures dropping back close to seasonable levels, which is only 70 degrees. You might forget that by early next week. Brian and Christy.
All right, thank you, Michael.